Come on, yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We've got Mr. At the minute, it's just me and Jack at the minute. Good evening, Jack.
Evening. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
We're all expecting Mr. Barnes/slash Reading fan to join us sometime soon tonight. He's just obviously he's playing FIFA at the minute, so we're predicting he's going to be on very shortly. So, how did you find the game against West Brom, Jack?
I think before the game, if you'd offered me a point, 0-0, I'd have taken it every day of the week because, even though they're not on the best of form, West Brom do have a very good squad, a very good side, and they are a difficult team to beat. But given how the game panned out with them going down to 10 men, coming away with a 0-0 is a bit disappointing. I think, I don't know, it's a bit of a shame, but I think given the circumstances with having to play Bong at left back or not having Cole back in midfield, a point maybe isn't too bad.
Yeah, I do actually agree with you on that. So that bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, I do actually agree with you on that one. I mean, we did actually really well to say we had Bond at left back on Friday. I mean, there were a few moments that you had, I was like, ooh, but
yeah,
he did do actually well.
Yeah, I think you look at some of the players. I mean, Worrell stands out. He was excellent. I think he was absolutely fantastic. Garner, probably the best performance we've seen of him this season. I think he really got himself stuck in and was, he was really good all over the pitch, pinging the balls or in the defensive situation. He covered for Bong quite a bit. Just two of the players who for me were excellent on Friday night.
I mean, when Joe Worrell had a go at Bond for that bit of miscontrol, I mean, you could tell that Worrell weren't happy with him at all.
Yeah, definitely. And, it shows just the leadership qualities. Even though he is still fairly young, to be fair to him, he's got that ability to bark the orders out and, he's not afraid to stick it into a player if they've done something wrong. Like in the press conference after the game, he was saying to James Garner he needs to shoot more, and he was digging out a load of players in the interview, which was quite funny. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
he didn't have that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how much Forest does actually mean to Joe Worrell. I mean, it's very rare you don't see someone like that. I mean, barking out like he does to people. It just goes to show the kind of character he is.
Yeah, you can really see the passion. When he makes a block like that, and you sort of see him getting up and shouting at the players, or just the way he carries himself, he just shows that like it means everything to play for the club. And he's like one of us. He's a Forest fan, so it must be living the dream in that respect.
Okay, do get your comments coming in, guys. But yeah, completely agree. I mean, when that changing point of when they went down to 10 men, I mean, you would have thought, oh, here we go. And Stevie Cooper did actually do that straight away. He actually brought Martin on, and he actually took the game to West Brom, which was quite nice.
Yeah, it was good to see a manager making positive changes. We've seen it a few times before. He's taken off a defender for an attacking player, which it's something but previously we would never would have seen. So it's really good to see that. But I think it was a bit of a disappointment that maybe the chances we did have. I know there was one where Johnson cut inside and it deflected shot had to be tipped over the bar. But other than that, none of the chances were really anything special. There were sort of balls into the box that Grabban slightly didn't get on the end of, or they're a little bit too overcooked. I think maybe if we could have been a little bit better in terms of that, maybe even with the finishing, it was weird because it was either the ball in wasn't great or the finishing wasn't great. So I think I don't know. If we could have sorted that out, we could have got something out of it a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I think you've got to be happy with a point away at the Hawthorns.
Yeah. Door's happy already.
Here we go.
Here we go. Door, you know what we're going to say to that one, mate. Keep on trying. It's like me coming onto your channel and saying, "Yeah, I'm going to take Malcolm." So, but yeah, completely agree. I mean, on another day, them chances like the Brendan Johnson one. I mean, I said about Hugo one.
Yeah.
On another day, they would have gone in.
Yeah, I think they had a good couple of chances as well. You see, that like you say, that Hugo one that went over the bar. I think Furlong hit one over the bar. They've got some like stat of having like 60 shots or something and no goals, which is, that obviously highlights their problem. And if they maybe had a bit more of a clinical striker, maybe if that was Fulham with the Mitrovic, we could have, been on the wrong end of a 2 or 3-0 loss. But both sides were lacking a little bit in front of goal, so that's probably why it finished 0-0.
Yeah.
But to be fair, both teams did defend quite well also.
Oh yeah, both defenses was on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, Owen saying yo, and Dor saying talk to me, Jack.
Give me figures. Well, I'm not for sale, I'm afraid.
Dear me, though. It is a trier.
It is.
Fair play to him. But yeah, I do actually. You can have loot on the free transfer if you want. He's a Barnsley fan, though. Ian saying, hi guys, good evening.
Evening.
But yeah, I do actually agree with that, to be fair. I mean, even Stevie Cooper came out at the end and said they were pretty average games there. I think he weren't too happy with something.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the way that the interview he did with Sky, he wasn't very happy at all with the performance. He definitely saw there was an opportunity for us to get 3 points there, and unfortunately, we just couldn't quite manage to do so. But I don't know, we keep it going. We're unbeaten away. It's one loss since he's come in, and yeah, it could be in a bit of a lot more of a worse situation, needing that 3 points maybe a little bit more than we probably did in the current place we're at now.
Definitely. Oh, speaking of the devil. Good evening, Luke.
Evening.
Well, just on about you. You must have been, tabs must have been burning.
Hopefully it was all good.
No, just saying, Door's trying to take Jack again.
We already told you the figures for Jack. The other stream, Door. Pay up or you don't take him.
I was just saying you can have loot for free if you want.
How about having you for free, Dan?
Yeah, I'm a bit more of a celebrity than Door. Hey, what are your thoughts on Friday?
It was a classic game against West Brom. We came away with a point like we seem to have done for the past 3 times we've been there. Only this time we just lost all the goals altogether. I mean, wasn't a great spectacle. We hardly retained the ball. Bong was rubbish. And the red card was a red card. So that was my analysis.
Short and sweet. That was very short and sweet from you, Luke.
What can I say?
How did Reading get on and Barnsley at the weekend?
Reading won and Barnsley drew.
I didn't know. Thought I asked you. Did you think, was you happy that we actually tried to go for it, even when we went down to 10 men, that they actually put Figure off and put Martin on?
Yes, but again, when they go down to 10 men, I always think you should win the game. And I mean, a Patriot striker would have scored that chance that Graben had at the end.
Mm. True. I mean, we were saying earlier that on another day, them shots would have gone in.
I mean, on another day, that could have finished 5-5.
Could have, to be fair. I do think as well that who was it? I mean, Worrell. I mean, how he was having dids at everyone as well was quite funny.
It was brilliant. I mean, especially the one where he made a tackle and then got up and absolutely screamed at Bond for losing the ball on halfway. I mean, that just sums up exactly Joe Worrell in a nutshell. And while I'm at it, yes, Ian Curtis, 5-5. Don't act so surprised.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, 5-5, there you go. Luke Wands is in the building, saying, "Hey up, lads."
Where you been? You're later than me.
If anyone wondering, especially for Luke Wan, Phil is busy tonight.
Yeah, he's gone out.
Out. But it's not on taxi service.
It's a cross between who likes to be out more, though, isn't it? Phil or you, Dan, when you do the videos for the championship roundup.
I'm always at work. That's I like to do different places. Luke Wan saying, "Ha, Phil doing his Derby taxis."
Could be. They do play tonight against QPR.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you there, Luke Wan? Are you wanting your taxi? Yeah, there me. JK. Then they put JK. But yeah, I mean, usual for now. If you've got any comments, do drop it. I put the link in for the StreamYard. So if anyone do wanna come on and have your personal affair or have a debate with Luke, do you have your
Yeah, come on and take me on. I'm in the mood today.
Ian says, "See you later, lads. Off to get my fingers wet." Okay. Luke Wan said we are not getting Brewster. I mean, I don't think this one about Ryan Brewster never ever going to stop. To either he comes out and say that I don't want to sign, or it goes elsewhere.
Here's the thing, right? We're in November, near the start of December. No player can go anywhere until January. So for the next month, it is pointless on going X player is going somewhere or Y player is not going there, because you just don't know until the transfer window opens. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Paul Heckingbottom, when he was last in charge of Sheffield United, wasn't a big fan of Brewster.
No.
Their owner wants to get as much money in as possible. And, I mean, at the end of the day, if you entice a player in with the money you're going to pay them, they're going to come regardless, because it is a job at the end of the day. It's the same principle with Joe Worrell. If somebody offered Joe Worrell twice his wages somewhere else, he'd go, because football is all about money. It's like if somebody offered Dan twice his wages, he'd go to that place because there's more money.
Yeah.
Simple.
Interesting comments that was, Luke. But yeah, completely agree with that one. But yeah,
but to me, January, right now, you could sit there and list about 50 academy players that have had connections to Steve Cooper that we could sign.
Yeah.
But we're not in the transfer window. So nobody is moving to Forest within the next month. So focus on the games we are playing. Now, when the transfer window is open, then we can talk transfers. Until then, it's pretty irrelevant.
I liked it when I seen him. But yeah, completely agree. I mean, we have got we have got a bit of a free week this week because didn't know midweek games this week, but we have got a Peterborough on Saturday, which will be a tough test as well.
It'll be one I would expect us to win, but you know, as any game in the Championship, you're never really going to get an easy game. So it will still be a test, but I feel confident that we'll get 3 points out of that one.
I don't know whether Matthew Wilkinson watches these shows, but I'm going to do something that he was really angry about the other game.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing nailed, well, two things actually nailed on to happen in this Peterborough game.
Colback scoring.
Well, that wasn't what I was thinking, but there's probably a lot more that I could say. The two I'm thinking is George Grant plays and gets an assist or scores. And the second one is Siriki Dembele has an absolute belter of a game. Purely for the fact that we have one, let George Grant go, but also we've been linked with Siriki Dembele for, well, ages.
Yeah. Must be for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, here he is. I've done your complex, Matthew. I've heightened up the opposition. I read your comments the other day.
Luke's got his ammo latch.
I've got my fishing rod out and I've just hooked him in.
But yeah, I mean, George Grant gonna be coming and actually Luke does all the time.
Only when we're talking about Jack Colback.
You talk about him all the time, Luke. It's like it's like it's too bad. Oh, dear me. But I do actually agree that George Grant will be coming here with a point to prove. Like, why did we let him go? And I mean, I know we have been linked with him to winning him back in the summer and all that, but he will be wanting to come here with a point to prove.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if he does, you know, have a good game against us because I don't know. Did we? I can't really remember. Did we give him much of a chance, or did he just sort of stay in the academy and then we let him go?
With George Grant, we let him go out to Notts, then we brought him back. Then he went on loan to Mansfield. Then he came back. Then he went on loan somewhere else, probably Mansfield for a second time. Then, before that, if I backtrack, we played him against Burton in that 4-3 game.
Yeah.
But then we just let him go. I mean, Ryan Yates surpassed him. Matty Cash surpassed him. Ben Osborne surpassed him.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he does pop up with something there. It just seems to be the way it goes.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past you to be fair. I mean, Dembele is that one that he seems to be hit and miss at Peterborough because whenever he seems to want to go, they're happy to let him go, but then he seems to stay there. So it's one of them ones that they can't really decide if he wants to stay or not.
I think it's this weird thing called a contract, Dan.
I know
they want him to go, but nobody will pay the price they want for him. So because he's under contract, he's obliged to stay there. if it came to a free agency, I'm sure that he'll probably go. I mean, he's not really pulling up many trees, but at the same time, what does that say about Peterborough?
Yeah.
They're good at finding players and offloading them, but at the end of the day, the supply chain's got to run out eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, sooner or later, one of them's going to end up. They're putting the hope in, and he doesn't come out. So, yeah, I don't know if it's a bit like you say with Dembele. He's sort of hot and cold. Sometimes you see him and you think, "Oh wow," and sometimes you see him and you think, "Not too sure." So it's a bit of a gamble. Oh yeah, look there, yeah, look, we're right there, look, yeah. It's a bit of a gamble, but yeah, that's probably why he's not moved to another side.
Yeah, I got all me and my missus on my wall.
Yeah, we need to send Dan some free prints, Matt, and get him up behind his sofa so that he's more kind of there.
I've got a couple of those things when I got it after Sporting Icons, and I'm waiting for them to get back to me about something.
We're not talking about Sporting Icons. We're talking about Matthews Rose Gallery stuff.
Oh, but I need, we need to sort it out with the road gallery stuff. Definitely, and I'll make sure that we promote it on this channel, like the balls are. I mean, in that one, the Barnsley one there, oh no,
you knew that was coming.
Do a custom Dan has just cut to this door. Hey, up me door.
You could do with a big print of Dan, and then have one of his catchphrases at the bottom. A bit like this Samba ones behind Jack.
Yeah.
It's the big one of Dan.
That'll be mint.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool, that.
Yeah. That'd be good. To be fair. Yeah. Have any of you guys got anything that you want to talk about? Or if anyone got anything in the chat, please drop your comments.
Okay, I've got something. Just give me 1 second. I want to.
The Barnsley TV's from Saturday. 13 goal.
No, what?
CM position.
So, our next 5 games, obviously, are Peterborough, then Swansea, Hull, Middlesbrough, and Huddersfield. Realistically, how many points do you think we'll get out of those games?
Well, you got 2 home games, so you're going to be wanting to get 6 points out of them.
Wrong. It's not 2 home games at all, Dan. It's 3 home games.
Yeah.
Peterborough, Hull, and Huddersfield.
I misread it.
You said it.
Peterborough, I'd probably say would probably beat them. Swansea, how are they? Swansea are a difficult one. They're kind of sometimes 7 wins, 6 draws, 7 losses. So it's a bit indifferent with them. I'll take a point potentially from that one. I'd say we'll probably draw that one. Hull, 3 points. Middlesbrough, it's a bit. I don't know. They've got Wilder in charge now. I don't know whether that will change too much. They are just a bit above us at the minute. 1 point above us. Probably either a point or a draw, for a win or a draw for that one. And then I've just lost last one. It's Huddersfield at home. Yeah, we could probably beat them.
That's how. Yeah, that's how.
Um,
Next lot of games. Then you see at bottom we've got Barnsley.
yeah, but the thing is, though, right? Hate to be annoying and all that, but you know that Middlesbrough game?
Yeah.
We're going to have to replace Jed Spence.
Oh yes.
So not only will we not have Max Lowe, we also won't have Jed Spence.
That could be a difficult one then.
So my question is, when our disappearing right back comes back to fitness in Osei Tutu, do you play him left side or do you play him right side?
Play him up front.
Why did I know that was coming?
I'm waking up now. It's
It depends on the option. I mean, Dragger's coming. We've not seen anything of him, so I don't know whether it's a bit difficult to, because you could put obviously Osei Tutu on the left. He's played there, and then Dragger on the right. But I don't know how well he'll play or how good he's been. So I'm not really too sure on that one, to be fair.
Well, your options, you've got Draga back or Osei Tutu at right back.
Yeah.
And then you've got, Colback, Osei Tutu, and then any other player that can actually pass a ball, defend, and not look like they're totally shell-shocked while doing so. And then right at the bottom of the list, you've got Bong.
true.
I would even put Jordan Smith up ahead of Bong.
Well,
That's a statement.
do you reckon Bong will go at the end of the season?
Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bong. I meant Bong. Do you reckon Bong will be gone by the end of the season?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he's out of
probably.
contract.
Is he? Yeah, I don't think he'll be looking to.
I
Get
think
that
he is. I know it's Jenko Smith, Bon Grabban. I can't remember the other one on the top of my head.
Hold on a minute.
Wait.
Another one. Is Cole Jenkinson actually alive?
Oh, yeah, I've forgotten about him.
I mean, it did restore my faith a little bit when I found out that Cafu was still there and around and living. I mean, I was getting slightly worried for his whereabouts because we hadn't seen him for ages either until the other couple of weeks.
Yeah, I reckon he's around. We will.
Well, he's around because we've seen him now, but before we hadn't seen him. Jenkinson, I mean, he just dropped off the face of the earth.
Totally a positive accent. But yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. I mean, when was the last time Jenkinson played? Would it
1972.
Yeah.
Did he play? Did he play in the cup, the FA Cup last year?
Possibly. Oh, that's another thing, actually, that to fill time in this show. If you get a lower team in the FA Cup, I'll probably raise this again there at the time, but can you see players like Dale Taylor, Fornal, Back, Baba Fernandez, Harbottle, Richardson getting a game?
I do actually, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, he's done, obviously, he's built his career with being with the youth, so it would make much sense, a lot of sense, for him to do that and give some of these youngsters an opportunity. I reckon that's probably definitely how it's going to go, to be fair.
Next question. I'm full of questions now. Can you see us loaning a few players out to Notts?
Yeah.
Like reported in the Evening Post.
I think we will, to be fair. I don't think he'll send everyone, but I reckon the ones that probably not as close to the first team than others will go, if that makes sense.
I'll tell you one of the players I would like to go out on loan. That Lawson. I think if you could get Lawson really playing at sort of like a League One level, and then he comes back and ups his game championship wise, then could be impressive.
Yeah, I could see him. It'd be good. You hear a lot about him from the academy, and you see the highlights and stuff. He looks pretty good. So, yeah, I don't think it'll do any harm to him. So, yeah, I could see him going out there.
Carl Jenkinson last game for Forest was against Swansea in the FA Cup.
Oh God!
That
When he was made like an absolute mug, like that watch along we did, where I was going absolutely ballistic for 90 minutes because nobody could defend for Toffee, and we were getting absolutely battered by Liam Cullen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's like a clip of Jenkinson where he's like trying to pass the ball and he ends up just slipping over.
Yeah, he was. I was sure that was actually Jenkinson and not Bong in the sky.
Yeah, and that game. Oh.
Yeah. There he is.
There he is.
Ah, it was Jenkinson. Christ.
The man the mystery didn't finish. Michael.
Hey, Michael.
What's on Lyle Taylor?
Well, we got part of the dream team, Michael, because we got Mr. Reliable, Mr. Roll Tights. That's nickname of Reading and Barnsley. Roll Tights.
Get rid.
Get rid, do you?
Thoughts on Graben?
One word. But yeah. Get rid of Taylor. What's your thoughts on Graben, Michael?
Oh, what?
Scorer.
Yeah.
Sitter.
Yes, and
Our good striker back in the day.
Back in the day.
Showing our age now, Michael.
Did we ever get round to discussing Ieda?
No. Well, we did touch on it a little bit last week, but not to that extent.
I mean, I think he's better than Garner.
What your thoughts on it, Jack?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the Luton game. I was busy last week, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, he retained the possession quite well. He was more. I'd expect him to be like a technical player, but from what I heard, he was quite a bit of a workhorse. Like he put in a lot of effort and he was running around and getting himself stuck in. So, I can't really talk too much because unfortunately I didn't get to see the game. But from what I've heard, it sounds positive.
Wait, you missed the Jeremy Simpson masterclass?
Yeah, I saw a lot of humour on Twitter about him.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
I mean, I was that annoyed that Dan kicked me out of the group.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to. Yeah, Michael's saying he's getting on now. We need to bring the youth through. Rule Schwad on that lad from Northern Ireland, Dale Taylor.
Where has Will Swan actually gone? Because we had him at one point in the first team. We loaned him out to Port Vale. he got injured, and now he's come back. And I mean, you at least have thought to be touching the first team by now.
He had a couple of injury problems from what I gathered. And I think he's been hit and miss with being with the first team and being with the under 23s.
Oh, Michael just lit a time bomb. He's asked on about Johnson.
What's your thoughts? That's a good comment. That poor Webster. And swimming down the Trent is Swanee.
I think the problem with Johnson is he has this tendency to want to be fouled. And I don't think we could quite get the blend right between having Johnson, Zinkernagel, and Mighten on the pitch together. I mean, to me, I'd have had Mighten on the right and Johnson on the left, but Johnson's not really doing it on the left. So maybe he needs to go on the right. I mean, we go on about how Cooper's not going to drop Johnson. I mean, the guy's not been had a game off since the start of the season, more or less. And he's been playing for Wales. So maybe it's just a time just to switch it round and play Mighten and Zinkernagel. Have Johnson to come on off the bench when he's fresh. I mean, no player's undroppable. Michael Carrick proved that for Man United when he dropped Ronaldo.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Few people have been criticising him. Michael said, Dan, has been some fallout with Grabban and Johnson. Funny enough, the other day, I can't remember where I was actually. I think I was even talking to a Forest fan, or I overheard a Forest fan talking about Grabban and Johnson, saying that didn't know chemistry between them two, like they don't play on the same page as.
Yeah, but is there any chemistry between anybody in Grabban? I mean, the last two players to have chemistry with Grabban were Lolly and Carvalho. I mean, they're both still here, and they're not getting anywhere near as effective as they were before. I mean, Grabban's 34 or 35, I can't remember, which is old for a striker. I mean, let's face it, Glenn Murray was 37 when he came to Forest. To me, to get chemistry between players, you've got to understand the movement and where to play the ball. And when you've got a striker as selfish as Grabban, then you're not going to have that much chemistry. I think there's more chemistry between Johnson and Lyle Taylor.
Interesting.
Yes, in this stream, I have criticised James Garner and praised Lyle Taylor. Don't come at me all at once.
Right. And Michael saying chemistry between Grabban and a barn door if he carries on.
Can we also, before the end of the stream, just bring up the fact that Samba's found form?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was brilliant against West Brom. Like, I remember at the start of the season, he was so shaky. Like, you look at the first game of the season against Coventry, like, he could have stopped both of their goals. And then it sort of, start of the season, he was so poor. But recently, he's just become fantastic. I mean, I saw the penalty save in the Luton game. I caught that. And that was brilliant. And yeah, he's just looking back to he looks so much more confident and assured of himself, and like he actually believes in himself again, which is brilliant to see.
It's amazing what happens when you get a manager that shoves the team forward, so they're not all playing on top of each other. And then, I mean, we all know Samba can do it because he was doing it under Lamucci.
Yeah.
So, Steve Cooper's found it, and let's just hope it's brilliant. Just hope it continues. I mean,
yeah. I think when you have a manager who believes in his players and shows the players that what they're capable of, it allows the players to believe in themselves. Like with a more defensive, pragmatic manager like Houghton, who didn't really seem that he just didn't really manage his men very well. You see, with the way that Cooper's come in and the bounce he's bought and how he always bigs up his players in the press conference, it just gives them that little bit more belief in their own ability that they can do a little bit more, which translates onto the pitch.
Yeah, I do actually agree with that, to be fair. I mean, Samba, even Saturday, some of the saves he was putting off, we were like, you can't tell he found that bit of confidence and that it's as well. I don't want to put this out there as well, that he is starting to have a bit more of a settle back 4 or 5, or back 3 if you think about it. He's getting used to playing with McKenna and Worrell being like the first choice. Then when Fid drops in there, he's getting used to that as well. So I think him having a really, really settled back line is helping him.
yeah, it is. But at the same time, he doesn't actually. He struggled in the West Brom game to know that McKenna shouldn't be in a position where he threw the ball because he's a left centre back, not the left wing back. He should have been Bong. He should have been having a go at, not McKenna.
Yeah. Yeah, I do actually agree with that. What do you think to it, Jack?
Yeah, he did. I did notice that they had that bit of a, not I wouldn't say an argument, but they did a bit of a confront with each other. Yeah, it's good to see that though, because the players are they're expecting the best out of each other. They're doing it to it looks like, and also like we touched on with Worrell, pardon me, they're not just keeping quiet and just letting it happen. They're pulling each other out about it and trying to improve them, I suppose, or touch on it like that. Maybe it wasn't the right position for McKenna to be in, but it just shows that they are, they're probably doing it to try and not go at each other, but encourage each other. I suppose I might be wrong, but that's sort of how I sort of take it a little bit.
Yeah, I do actually agree with that, to be fair. But I do actually agree with that they are expecting a lot more of the players now, and they're all trying to push each other up to get to that next level. So I do actually agree with that. But yeah, I lost words now. But yeah, so I'd like to say thank you for the lads for coming on.
No worries.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, right. It is Mr. Redler and the Royal Tyke. So I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.